have to convert agri, which is a loss-making business, into a profit-making business, and thereby every villager will get a self-employment, enhanced income, and in that situation they will not migrate to the urban area.
It is well accepted that rural women, apart from being the custodian of the traditional knowledge, are key agents of achieving the transformational economic environment and social changes required for the sustainable development in India. Despite women's and girls' critical contribution to rural communities, rural women lag behind rural men and urban women on almost all global genders and development indicators for which data are available. Limited access to credit, healthcare, and education are among the many challenges they face, which are further aggravated by the economic crisis and lack of food security that glitches their potential. Gender based discrimination, social biases, and stereotypes limit them into veils of inconspicuousness. Hello and welcome to the Honest Talk by Freak Folks. I'm Harsh Pandey. For this particular session, we have with us a very special guest, Dr. Heera Lal sir. He is an Indian Administrative Service Officer. Currently, he holds the position of Additional Mission Director, National Health Mission, Uttar Pradesh, and Additional Project Director, Uttar Pradesh State AIDS Control Society, Lucknow. He is currently also an honorary mentor of the Model GoUP based on his celebrated development experiments in Banda as District Magistrate. Model GoUP is his brainchild. Model GoUP is a non-profit initiative which aims to transform Indian villages into modern villages. The vision of this project is to work towards the holistic development of villages. So first of all, sir, I welcome you to in this session. Thank you so much for joining and agreeing to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you. Most welcome to you also.
Thank you so much, sir. It's our pleasure. So moving to the topic of today's session, which we have chosen is why the secret to village empowerment lies with women. Millions of rural women are unaware of their equal rights as Indian citizens or of way in which they can become involved in their village level institutions. This means women are kept from the participating in the issues of Indian democracy and decentralized governments. Do you think by knowing their rights, these women drive better delivery of public health services and take problem with delays or denial of benefits and services directly to the government line departments, resulting in improved transparency and accountability?
Okay. Your question is that women are not participating in the democratic process or in the governance process. To some extent, I agree, and to some extent, I disagree. Reason being, in the recent past, if you see the results of different competitive examinations, high school board results, inter board results, or IAS results, UPSC, Union Public Service Commission results, provincial civil services results, you will get that among the toppers, the number of females are more than the males. So things are changing, and the new generation of the females are coming forward, and they are trying to get their space which is being occupied by their male counterparts. So in the democracy, if you talk about the village, what is the situation in the village? In the village also 30% reservation is given to the Gram Pradhans.
Right.
So in most, on these 30% seats, females are there. In some they are working, and in some their family member or some close are working on behalf of their. But in the 5 years of their tenure, during first few years, this situation prevails. But later on, when they start learning and get the required knowledge, they start doing themselves. So the situation for the females in participation is improving, and in coming very short period, they will take their due shares. This is my opinion.
Right, sir. I think you have actually worked on the ground level with the villagers and you understand the situation better. And of course, we can't deny this fact that situation is now people are getting more aware of the things about their rights, and things are getting better. So we must have to accept this, and also we can conclude that this is a positive change. We must have to actually admit this. So my next question to you is, research has shown that bringing women into leadership position helps the larger community, given that women think about the impact of their decision on their families and surroundings. Indian law recognizes the importance of women inclusion, offering a minimum 33% of seats for women in Panchayati Raj institution, as you have mentioned in your previous answer. The need of the hour is to equip rural women with information and skills that can build their confidence to be leaders who catalyze rural development. So my question to you is, what are the some biggest challenges to women empowerment, especially in rural India? Because you have actually worked actually on the ground level, so it's a kind of a request to please tell our viewers.
Actually, what I see, based on my own experience, in India, now digital is a good medium,
right,
to empower anyone. So in villages, digitization is almost 10%. Still, we need 90% more to do for the digitization. The moment we will increase the digitization, digital power will empower the females. Through digital, they will learn online all the things they required to know, and this will close this gap. That's why digitization of rural area is on priority list of the government, state government as well as the central government, to empower them through the digital knowledge.
So we can conclude that the technology will be enabler to help and overcome these situations. All right, sir. I think this was really a meaningful answer from your side. Sir, my next question to you is, what we have seen is that about 87% of the households in the tribal villages and 45% in the non-tribal villages relied on migration. Even female members migrated in significant proportion of the households, 67% in tribal villages and 31% in the non-tribal villages. So what are your views on this?
Actually, migration is for two reasons. To get the livelihood, one thing, and the other thing is to have the better life.
Right.
In rural area, if their life is not better, they are expecting better life, then they will migrate to the urban area. So if we should provide these two things, solution of these two problems in the villages, in rural area, migration will be not there. So what to do for providing solution to these two problems, that we will have to think. So what to do? We will have to convert agri, which is a loss-making business, into a profit-making business, and thereby every villager will get a self-employment, enhanced income, and in that situation they will not migrate to the urban area. And second point is, we must create some better facility, education facility, medical facility, and your other facilities required to live a better life. So if we work on these two fronts, we will check the migration. Migration can be reduced. So on these 2 points, we will have to think, and we will have to find out the solution of these two questions.
Indeed. Sir, I think you have actually told a very good point, and we must have to admit this, that this is the time we have to actually look on the village infrastructure, and we need to work on this. Sir, my next question to you is, and also I think you have actually forgotten to mention this, a big opportunity in India opportunity for India lies in creating a competent and trained manpower for particular cluster has been skilling of the rural youth. who constitute nearly 68% of the country's total population. Sir, what are your recommendations to foster skilling and reskilling in rural India of youth?
Actually, as I told you in the previous questions, that agri is a loss-making business.
Yes.
Agriculture is not treated as an industry, but actually agriculture is the best industry and
Right.
the biggest industry.
Correct.
And our farmers are the best entrepreneur. This we don't understand and we don't accept it. The moment we will understand and accept that agriculture is the best and biggest industry and farmer is the best entrepreneur, our problem will be reduced or solved.
Right.
So government is doing on this front. Government is converting agri of the village into agri business through farmer producer company. Villagers will form farmer producer company and they will run and operate farmer producer company so that loss making agri action and activities can be converted into profit making activity. And this will provide two things: what the backward linkage and forward linkage. In backward linkage, through different agri starters or startups, the input cost will be reduced, one thing, and the agri startup or other startups, meaning thereby with the help of technology, the produce will get the market. And once they will get the proper market, they will get their price. At low price, they will be not forced to sell their products. So this way, government is working through farmer producer company to change the economic situation of the villages. This is the best approach, but saying is easy, doing is difficult. Farming farmer producer company and getting it operated on a inefficient manner is a difficult task, but in this direction things are on the forward moving direction.
That's positive. That's actually very nice that we are looking into this. And now, as you have rightly mentioned, that the technology will be a major contributor to help and provide all kind of resources to the villagers, and they can do many things. And also, we have to actually, this is a great thing that India is the second largest tech-savvy country after the one of another. So this will be really a very great and a positive time for all of us. So my next question to you is, or it's a kind of a request to you, please tell our viewers, how do you see the opportunities in rural areas for growth of numerous off-farm sector activities? Rural development had traditionally centered on the exploitation of land intensive natural resources such as agricultural and forestry. However, changes in global production networks and increased urbanization have changed the character of rural areas. So in your opinion, what are the kind of models we need for sustainable rural development?
Actually, as I told you, that global warming is a big issue before us.
Right.
In Hindi, we say Jal, Jungle and Jameen is the environment. We have degraded the environment. So Jal, Jungle and Jameen, already they are in degraded position. Their sustaining capacity has gone down. And that's why our life is at risk. Okay, that's why different global organizations are trying to convince the people that recover the degradation done in Jal, Jungle and Jameen. Okay. So now we will have to adopt the sustainable process in which we will not harm the environment and we will get the required results what we need to get. What I wish to say that in the old style of functioning, our sustainability is at risk. So we will have to think on this and we will have to change it. That's why we are talking about the organic farming, because organic farming is a win-win situation. It is not going to harm the environment and it is not going to harm you also, because if you are not using organic uh, organic, if you are not consuming the organic products, you are consuming chemicals, and it is harmful to your health also. So these are the things where we need to look into and change our mindset.
Right. Indeed, sir. I think you have given a very great solution, and we also need to actually understand. And I think the viewers those who are watching this session, they are surely going to find this point insightful, very insightful. And not only I think, but I do strongly believe as well, sir. My next question to you is: Indian women have high mortality rate, particularly during childhood and their reproductive years. Indian maternal mortality rates in rural areas are among the world's highest. From a global perspective, India accounts for 19% of all live birth and 27% of maternal deaths. So, what are the major health issues in rural areas?
Actually, there are different opinion on, and there may be different answers to your this question, but I am practicing one thing. There is one sentence: prevention is better than cure. Our focus is cure. We always talk about the cure, but
Exactly.
that is not the right approach. In my opinion, the right approach is the prevention.
Uh,
So we must focus on the prevention rather than focusing on the cure. Once we will do that, the solution of these health problems will be reduced drastically, and this death rate or mortality rate will come down automatically. So we need to convince, we need to change the mindset from cure to prevention. And prevention is nothing: early to bed, early to rise. Food is medicine.
indeed.
We will have to change our food habits, lifestyles, and that will reduce health problems of each and every citizens considerably. So we need not hospitals, doctors, because nobody wants to get ill. If you don't want to get ill, you have to take the precaution. That's why precaution is better than the cure. I always worship the precaution, not the cure. But most of the persons worship the word cure, not the precaution. That's why this problem is in alarming situations.
Indeed, sir. I think this is very, and this point, it is very hard to disagree with you. You have mentioned a very right and exact point, sir. Also, I can say there's a lot more to learn from you, and you have told actually the many important things which is needed to be bring in front of the viewers. So you have done a very great job by coming in this session, and you have told some. I don't want to take too much of your time. So moving to my last question of this session, so, or it's a kind of a request to you. What are the recommendations? What are the kind of advice would you like to give all the rural young population?
The young population who is living in the rural area, and they have exhausted all the opportunity, and after exhausting all the opportunity, they are forced to live in the rural area. So they should involve, they should learn, they should learn how to convert agri of the village into agri business through technology. There are more than 1,500 starters. Okay, so they should take the help of our internet, social media, and technological tools to convert agri of the village into agri business in order to enrich themselves, enrich the villagers, to enrich the whole community in surrounding.
Right.
So this is my message.
Indeed, sir. Actually, I have got one question just now. So my next question to you is: how do you see the role of entrepreneurship in the development and uplifting of the rural economy?
What I am saying, converting agri into agri business is the entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And I am not doing this. Government is already doing this through FPC, Farmer Producer Company.
Right.
And they are providing financial administrative assistance also to promote the farmer producer company, meaning thereby government is trying to convert the mindset of agri into agri business. That is the entrepreneurship
Yes.
through the FPC.
That's nice. That's actually very nice. Thank you so much, sir, for joining and giving your important time. It was a kind of healthy conversation with you over the topic. We look forward to get more opportunities with talking to you and interacting with you, doing such kind of similar session. Thank you so much, sir, for joining.
Thank you for inviting and for discussing this issue, very important issue you discussed with me. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so
On the
much.
ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I'm alone.